and welcome to this week's Friday Focus as myself, Graham Munsey, joined by David Harlow, look back on an agonising 2-point defeat for the Stags Bar Monarchs, 45-43 victory for the Glasgow Tigers. David, an unusual score there and an unhappy one for the Monarchs.
Very unusual score and obviously very disappointing in the end. We threatened to look like we were going to get there. We got ourselves 6 points ahead, but ultimately we just weren't good enough in the second half of the meeting and Glasgow deserved a win. Yep,
so over the course of the Friday Focus here, we'll talk to Glasgow captain Craig Cook, Monarchs new reserve Connor Coles, and as always we'll see our Heat of the Week, which I think this week we'll give Heat 8. We'll give it to Connor Coles' effort in Heat 8 against the two Tigers. David, there's been a lot spoken during the week that tonight was going to be a tough night regardless. The Tigers came here and won earlier in the season, Josh been missing, Luke been missing, Connor Coles coming in, Tigers at full strength. Then the job gets made all the more difficult when we arrive here tonight to find out no Kyle Howarth. Some reasons for that we won't go into just now. I presume that will come out in the wash, as they say. Not allowed to say any more than that, but that just made it all the more difficult. After that, it's a battling performance, but we just couldn't overcome that lack of scoring in the middle order.
Yeah, no, I mean, we know at the minute we're struggling a little bit, so we need to be at our best. And Glasgow are on form at the minute. They're picking up wins. They've got some good momentum. They've got guys who go well here, so we needed to be at our best, at our top. And let's be honest, 4 points for number 3 rider replacement was nowhere near what Josh would have scored and Kyle would have scored. Put us on the back foot. A couple of other things didn't quite go right, and we can't get anywhere near Cookie either as well. You've got to give them that. Hard night for the guys. They did dig in and we got a couple of good races in the middle which put us ahead, got us that 6 points ahead. But no race winners in the last 5 races.
That really was the Achilles heel over the whole night. I mean, I think I did a quick tally and from memory was it 5 heat wins for the Monarchs to 10 to the Tigers. So when looking at that, you'd almost say it's surprising that it was only a 2-point defeat. We started off slowly, the Tigers were taking the heat wins, but were able to pack in. A few incidents potentially went against us, you could say. Obviously there was Paul Stark and Ricky Wells coming together. In the first bend it's very easy for the ref to give an all 4. From my point of view, I was actually doing the DVD commentary, so I was up on high on the first bend. The two of them came together, the bikes got stuck, but you could argue Paul Stark was aiming a wee bit right out the start, but COV, that's what it is.
These things happen in the speedway, it is on the way to the first bend before they've even got there. I kind of agree with you, but we're probably blue and gold tinted specs that and of course, I mean, it was looking like Victor was going to go away and heading for at least a 4-2, maybe not a 5-1, get a restart. Paul Stark jumps out, wins it.
Yep, later on, of course, then we've got Will Lawson, comes out on a bike that hadn't been checked. I believe it was just a cutout that hadn't been checked, but rules are rules. To be fair, he wasn't on a point till Sargent broke down, so you could almost say that scrubbed each other off. And then, of course, later on, the Monarchs take the 5-0. So you're right, you've always got your own team's coloured tints on when it comes to those specs and what you think the result should have been. But all in all, the on-track incidents probably levelled each other out. There was just that lack at reserve. And then, we spoke to Michael Max after, well, I did anyway, and he said that match winner, 15 points for Cook, that's outstanding, but the match winner for the Tigers at the bottom end, Kyle Bickley.
Yeah, different class from Kyle tonight. And if you said he was going to score 10 points tonight, I would expect us to lose by a lot more. He dug in, he fought hard for all his points. I mean, he's last in Heat 1. He's supposed to go in Heat 1 as a 2-minute replacement. Then he's won a race 3 seconds, including a paid win. And that Heat 12 was probably the crucial turning point. We kind of avoided the tactical substitute in Heat 11 because Sarge had to have his third ride. Went out looking like, right, get some, we know with Cookie in Heat 13 and 15, we need some positives, got a 5-1. Bickley getting there, winning the meeting for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you get 25 points for your number 1 and number 6 combined, you're off to a pretty good start. And it's a Tigers team that it's such a strange team in certain ways that there's some nights where you actually expect them to take. At the start of the meeting, it looks like they might take a bit of a beating, and then the guys just seem to pick it up. Jensen doesn't have a heat win till Heat 12. Visson wins his first one, then looks pretty ineffective. Rides Heat 14, wins that one. We've spoken about Kyle Bickley, Paul Stark with that heat win. But that's the sign of a winning team. We've seen it before, and the Monarchs have had good seasons. It's when the chips are down and you think you're beat, that these riders come up with the big races, and that was the difference tonight.
Yeah, as I say, they dug in after we got that 5-0, 5-1. Looking good. Cookie comes out, wins there, and Connor's really unlucky, fighting hard with James Sargent, as we saw on in every race he was in tonight. He's fighting like a bear. I mean, watch, he's got an interview with him, you can see from his face the amount of effort he's put into tonight, and he still only ended up with 1 point for Heat 2.
Yep, Connor very unlucky. Hitting that outside line, battling. A little bit inexperience in his second ride. He'd done well. He'd passed Stark and Bickley to join. I can't even remember who would have been his teammate. Was it Heaps? It would have been Cameron, of course, in that one. And then he loses track of the laps. He goes over the line, punching there, but having only completed 3 laps. But he battled hard, and we know Connor can improve on that score. And we caught up with Connor afterwards. Joined by the Monarchs news recruit Connor. Connor, a tough night out there. You must feel like you deserve more than that 1 point.
Yeah, definitely a bit frustrated with myself. I rode as hard as I could, and it's mainly down to my gates and just stupid things that I did wrong.
Obviously, I guess if you then flip that over and look for the positives, you've got to take the fact, that tremendous ride you had in your second one where you got past both the Tigers. Obviously, we know what then happened, you lost count of heats, but things like that, you've got to take the positives off. You're this only your first match in the full body team. I think your third match here this season. There's things to build on though as we go forward.
Yeah, definitely. I think I could make this track have a very good home advantage here. I feel like I can ride when it's prepared like that. I feel like I can ride it almost anywhere I want to put the bike and it will go. I just hope I can get a few more than 2 next time.
And is that kind of what you're looking for? You think yourself this is a chance for you to put yourself in the shop window? Obviously we don't know how long Luke will be out. You do well, you could stay in the Monarchs team, or if you do end up moving on, showing all the other promoters that Connor Coles is ready for this level.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to stay here. If Luke gets fit and I'm not doing the job, then obviously he deserves the place back, but I'd like to try and score quite a few so I can keep my place here, because I think the track will suit me. Tonight it did suit me, I just struggled a bit.
And then overall, if you look at the team's point of view, obviously disappointing to lose by those 2 points, but I guess there won't be too many teams that are as tough as the Tigers coming here.
No, that's right. I think we can get quite a few wins, just a bit less bad luck and we'll be away.
And then on to Ashfield on Sunday. You've ridden for the Tigers there a couple of times this season. Is that a place you enjoy?
Yeah, I love Glasgow. It's a great track to ride. Hopefully I can go there and do a lot better than I did tonight.
Well done for your efforts tonight, Connor. All the best. Connor obviously disappointed with his score, but he should be able to take heart from the effort. Okay, it won't be reflected on the scorecard, but if he rides like that every week, there'll not be many weeks he goes away with 1 point. He'll be going away with 4s and 5s.
Excellent, and possibly even more. When Monarchs have chosen to put him into Heat 14, that crucial Heat 14, because he was one that was looking like he was going to pass, and he was in Heat 8 as well. He's fought really hard, and he probably is about to go round the 2 of them in the last race, which he threatened for the entire race. But unfortunately, it's a wee mistake. He couldn't quite make it. But.
Yep, Heat 8 or Heat of the night. Here's that race now. On to Heat number 8 with the Monarchs in search of heat advantages to get this 3-point deficit that they face just now back. Connor Coles and Victor Palavara for the Monarchs, James Sargent and Kyle Bickley for the Tigers. A little bit of an untidy looking start there, but it's Bickley that's made the jump. Victor Palavara again looking for that outside line. At the same time, Sargent looks to come under Coles. Palavara hits the front, Coles on the outside, in blue, can he hold on to that third place from Sargent? Sargent tucking him inside as Coles goes for the big sweep, tries to go round it's Kyle Bickley that's in yellow, and that allows James Sargent past him. Coles won't give up though as he keeps out in that dirt. Obviously a tremendous effort by Coles in his last one, only coming unstuck when he forgot how many laps had gone. Don't overlook Coles here as he puts out in that dirt again. Keep it tight. Bickley actually looks to be slowing Sargent up. Will that work in Coles' advantage? Coles going for the big sweep. Can he get both of them? Very tight here as we go into the last lap. Sargent really should move out here a little bit to block Coles, but his team riding there. One last swoop here for Coles on the outside. Can he do it? Victor Palavara takes the checkered flag. Coles going to get around both of them, just overslides it, and that allows the Tigers to maintain that share of their spoils. Fantastic effort again there by Coles. Some clever riding by Sargent using his partner in second just to block the line so that Coles couldn't get around both of them. So another share of the spoils. After 8 heats, the score's 25-22 to the Tigers. Some ropey sounding commentary on that race there, David, not usual McHenna, but you're right there. Actually, I think give credit where it's due to James Sargent in that race. He put the bike exactly where it needed to be, used Bickley in front of him as the blocker. That meant Coles couldn't pick Sargent off and get the third. It had to go around the 2 of them, and Coles maybe just that wacky experience didn't quite have the, whether it's the guile or just the ability to put the 2 wheels in the dirt and to get right round there. But that was the sign of what the Tigers rides all night. Just riding within themselves, you would say, picking up the points, not making the mistakes. There was a couple of little mistakes. And overall, when you've got a man at number one, he used to be our number one, he's now the Tigers' number one, Craig Cook, 15-point maximum. Cookie was delighted after the match, we spoke to him as well. So Craig, a 15-point max, now in for the Tigers. If I'd asked you at 7:15 what you're taking for the night, I'm pretty sure that would have been it.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get 15 points. It's a very tough track, and you've got a very strong team and very, very capable riders in the team. So, yeah, I'd have definitely taken 100%. But I made some good starts there towards the end of the meeting. First start was terrible, but yeah, managed to fight my way through for the win. But and then the rest of the night was just pretty much making starts. So. Bit of an unfortunate night for the Monarchs, with losing Haworth for certain reasons, but it'll all come out in the wash, no doubt. And it's a shame that that's happened, and at the expense of a guest as well. So it's obviously very disappointing for them. But if it wasn't for that, the Monarchs probably would have won. But it is what it is, and we'll take 3 points. We'll take 3 points any day.
I mean, there's an old adage in any sport, isn't there? You can only beat what's put out in front of you. There's none of the Tigers doing what happened to the Monarchs team, and I guess it shows that the makeup of that Tigers team, that when it looked that heat sort of 9-10 when it could be getting away for the Tigers over the last 5 rounds, some huge races, particularly by Kyle Bickley, fantastic. I think it was 10 or 11 points at reserve. Obviously Klaus wins a race, Rasmus wins a race, and it just shows that in any race any one of those Tigers can't be counted out.
Yeah, we have a very it can be hit and miss, our team at times, but Paul's usually fantastic around here, and he had a nightmare of a night. So it's a couple of the guys come to the party. It's probably not Klaus's favourite track, or Rasmus's, or Kyle's for that matter. But they all seem to come to the party when the track got a little bit more consistent, and they all dug deep. We've got a great attitude in the camp this year, very, very positive. We all got on very well, and none of the lads want to let each other down. Sometimes you get in a team where there's individuals in the team, but this isn't a team of individuals. We were a solid outfit, and we bond well together, so nobody wants to let each other down. We all try our hardest, and at the end of the day, it's about Glasgow winning, and that's what we've done.
And I guess winning breeds that momentum. You go back to 2014 when you were the Monarchs, and I think it was 20-something matches or whatever it was at the start, unbeaten. That's throughout the semi-final, the Championship Shield, red card to come in the KO Cup quarters, and unbeaten in 4 matches in the league, with away wins at Eastbourne and Edinburgh, 2 tough tracks to go to. So that breeds a confidence and breeds a level of success as well.
Absolutely, and if you're going off the 2014 team, the Monarchs team, the key recipe for that team was everyone enjoyed themselves. We were a bunch of friends, and I say this every year in a team. Sometimes you get characters in the team that don't bond well with others, and it splits the team apart. So the key recipe is everyone getting on, having a good time, and we all know our jobs. We all go to win. We all go there to win races, and if we don't score points, we don't get paid. So we all know our jobs. We don't need all these big team talks and G'd up. And when the team spirit's good and everyone's having a good time, the results will come.
So Cookie there in his absolute best. I did a wee bit of research for the preview going into the match. I believe Cookie's average before this match at championship level this year was 11.3 or 11.4. That only went up tonight. So that was
91 wins at 96.
It's ridiculous. Like 41 out of 46 before tonight. So that'll be 46 out of 51 wins. Absolutely ridiculous stats. Led the way for the Tigers tonight. Well backed up. I guess the only thing you've got to say again we're now flip over look at the Monarchs' point of view. Cameron Heaps was excellent tonight. 15 points from Cameron. We've spoke to him over the last couple of weeks. He's not been happy with his gating. That looked a lot sharper tonight. Yeah,
definitely better. It's only Cookie that's been him. He's looked good in all race. He actually got past Cookie, gating ahead of Cookie in heat 15. Unfortunately, he's cut through between the two of them like a knife through butter. And Cameron can hold his head up tonight. He's done his job tonight with 3 good wins and a couple others maybe not quite.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at Victor, another solid night for Victor, 9+1. Again, though, you'll maybe be disappointed with that.
Crucial heat 3, these are the ones that's made a difference for Glasgow. Yep. The 4-2 they are when they're the two that we need to step up tonight.
And then paid double figures from Joe, although I'd kind of say Joe was probably on a similar kind of vein as Kyle Bickley tonight. He kind of gated, he rode steady, an unspectacular but important, paid 10. if you maybe flick over and look at some of the negatives a little bit, obviously we've spoken about Connor Cole's only 1 point, 100% effort. Willie Lawson, again, it's just not there for Willie yet. We're now getting to the stage of season. We're into July next week. It's not the start of the season. If we're being harsh, Willie needs to start scoring more.
Yeah, and he's got to get out the gate and give himself a chance. He's clearly got some speed in there, but he's ended up behind, and he's trying hard, but sometimes it's a bit full of a leader, and unfortunately it's not quite cutting it. You can't score 2 points at home. We were expecting him to be scoring 5, 6, 7 at least at home.
But that's it. Some canny team management, I guess, by Cammy Brown and Michael Max, making sure that Kyle Bickley rode against our reserves away. But the fact that our reserves didn't pick up a point after Heat 2, that's not good enough. You're not going to win many matches with that. And then again, we've spoken about Craig Cook at number 1. The difference between Ricky, okay, an unlucky night for Ricky. Second race, he gets emptied into the fence. I didn't actually get a chance to speak to Ricky after, but I spoke to Josh quickly and said that was a sore one. Ricky was down for a spell. He was hurting the rest of the way, but he battled on manfully. But again, you need your number 1 to be winning races. I paid 11 score. Doesn't look dreadful, but no Heat wins at home.
Yeah, no, your number 1 has got to be winning races, You can maybe say okay with the Cookie ones. I mean, he has got a 5-1 in his third race. Yep. But we need those wins. Needs to be beating the likes of your Paul Starks and your Rasmus Jensen's at home. Got to be beating these guys every week at home.
Yep. So disappointing night for the Monarchs, a 2-point defeat. I guess the only thing is, short term, we do get a chance to avenge that defeat on Sunday afternoon. Is it 3 o'clock tapes up at Ashfield on Sunday?
Yeah.
3 o'clock tapes up at Ashfield. Obviously, if you can't make it through, do keep an eye on the Monarchs social media and the Monarchs official website. David, a disappointing night for the Monarchs, but it all pales in comparison with some of the news we got during the week. Obviously, Tuesday morning, I think it was, we woke up to the news that the club photographer and friend everyone at the club, Ron MacNeill, had sadly passed away. We couldn't go through a Friday focus without passing our best on to the family and just taking a minute of reflection. Everyone's got a story about Ron. He was known, he was the first one up to chat to everyone, whether it was the first night of the season or the last. He was the first one up as soon as you seen him to shake your hand, share a story. Some great nights with the Monarchs, some great nights with the Fans Trust, of course his lovely Heart of Midlothian Football Club as well, and a man that had more than one chapter to his life, and he'll be a sad miss. So adding to what's been a sad loss to people that are no longer with us this year when it comes to the Monarchs family.
Yeah, a huge loss for Edinburgh Speedway and for his family. We can only send on our condolences. The man couldn't do any more for you. And everything he did for the trust, he did it without even prompting. We didn't even need to ask him, will you take a photograph? He was already there.
He was just there.
Top quality photographs. A huge miss.
And I think that the measure of the man, you only need to look online at the outpouring of emotion across the sporting world, whether it's sporting media, you've seen it on Twitter, social media, all over the place. So we send our best wishes on to Ron's family, and we'll finish on a sombre note. Ron MacNeill, RIP.